All right, so we're diving deep into all these AI developments you sent over. It's a lot, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. There's new stuff coming out all the time.
I know, right? But that's why we're doing this, trying to break it all down so you don't have to.
Right. Cut through the noise, get to what really matters.
Exactly. So we're looking at new models, new tools, what it all means for things like, jobs, education, even the global scene. It's a big picture kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is. And it's fascinating how all these pieces are connected. Like what starts as a tweak in some model can end up having ripple effects we never imagined.
Okay, so let's start with those models, the heart of it all. It seems like every week there's another Llama, another Quinn, another DeepSeek.
It really is a bit of a whirlwind, isn't it?
It is. So
Yeah.
you've got Llama 4, Quinn 3, DeepSeek R2, a new one from Mistral. Oh, and a Diffusion LLM API on OpenRotor.
A lot of names to keep track of.
Right. But the one that's really caught my eye is Gemini 2.5 Pro. It just crushed this tough math competition, the US AMO 2025. Like, that's a serious exam, and it scored really high.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It shows that it can actually grasp some pretty complex logical reasoning.
Mm.
I mean, think about what that means for things like research and development, potentially.
Right. And it can even kind of tell when it might be wrong.
Yeah, that self-awareness is key, right?
Yeah,
It's a step towards AI we can actually rely on more.
definitely. Though it seems like it can't render latex yet, which is kind of funny, right? Like this super smart math AI that can't write math symbols properly.
Yeah, there are always those little quirks, right? But hey, it's still competing head-to-head with some heavy hitters like Perplexity 01, Grok, and Quinn.
Speaking of competition, DeepSeek V3 is out there making a name for itself too. It's been scoring well in those benchmark tests, humanities last exam, multi-challenge.
Yeah, it's definitely holding its own. Maybe not always at the very top, but it's consistently up there.
Right. And they've actually updated it within the Codium platform, so they're clearly still working on it.
Yeah, that constant refinement is really important. And it's not just DeepSeek, right? Qwen 2.5 is now integrated into Pocket Pal, so they're going head-to-head with Google Gemini on optical character recognition, basically teaching AI to read text from images.
And everyone's waiting to see what Quinn does next, especially with all these comparisons to OpenAI and DeepSeek.
Absolutely. Then there's this whole mystery surrounding Quasar Alpha on OpenRouter.
Oh, yeah. 1 million token context window. Like, for our listeners, that's a huge amount of information it can handle at once.
No one's quite sure what it is yet, though. Is it open source? Is it a new Quinn? Is it even from OpenAI?
It's like a real AI detective story.
It just shows how fast this field is moving and how much is still shrouded in secrecy.
And it's not just about text anymore either. We've got Dream 7B, this new open diffusion model that's supposedly blowing other image generating AI out of the water.
Right, diffusion models are a different breed. They start with pure noise and then, step by step, they refine it into an image.
That's wild. But here's where things get really interesting and maybe a little scary. Some research from Anthropic AI is suggesting that even if we can see an AI's chain of thought, like how it explains its reasoning, that might not be enough to guarantee it's safe.
That's a pretty unsettling thought. If we don't truly understand why an AI makes a decision, can we really trust it?
Exactly. It feels like we need better ways to make sure AI is safe, not just looking at their internal monologues.
Absolutely. Like, how about focusing on how it actually behaves in the real world? Or really putting it through the ringer with some tough adversarial testing?
So, moving on to the tools being built on top of all this, OpenAI just released Paperbench. It's basically a way to test how good AI is at coding, which is, pretty important these days.
Makes sense. And then there's Codact from Llama Index. It's like a souped-up version of React that's AI write and run code on the fly.
So, we're going beyond just generating text. AI is starting to actually do things, solve problems in real time.
Yeah. And LangGraph from LangChain takes it even further. It's all about how multiple AI agents can work together. A team, handing off tasks, collaborating on big projects.
AI teamwork, that's a new one. And then there's Runway Gen 4, which they're calling a reliable world simulator, through AI-generated video, no less.
It's really pushing the boundaries of what we thought AI could do in media creation.
For sure. And we can't forget the tools for evaluating all of this. We've got Your Bench, which is open source, so you can create your own custom benchmarks for testing AI models.
Very useful. And then there's the ENACT protocol. It's being talked about as a way to standardize how all these tools interact within the model context protocol. So basically, making sure all these AI tools can speak the same language.
Right, because if they can't talk to each other, it's chaos. And then there's this new ability to actually train chat templates so you can really customize how you interact with these models.
It's all about making these powerful tools more accessible and adaptable to specific needs.
Okay, so speaking of the Model Context Protocol, it seems like it's really gaining traction. It even had a presence at the AI Engineer World's Fair, which is a big deal.
Definitely a sign it's moving from theory to practice. Plus, they're already developing things like EV assistant servers and client implementations using it.
It feels like it could become one of those fundamental technologies, like the foundation of everything else. And then there's OpenAPI, which is being positioned as a competitor in the whole cloud computing space.
That's a bold move, right? It suggests that these types of protocols might end up shaping the entire future of AI infrastructure.
Now, shifting gears to the real-world impact of all this, it's pretty big news that ChatGPT Plus is being offered free to college students in the US and Canada, at least for a while.
Yeah, that's huge for accessibility. Could really change how AI gets used in education.
Right. But then on the flip side, there are those ongoing concerns about AI taking jobs, especially in fields like graphic design and content writing.
It's a double-edged sword for sure. We need to be thinking about both the benefits and the potential downsides of this technology.
Absolutely. And it's not just about jobs, right? We're seeing discussions about how AI plays into things like economic policy, even geopolitics.
Right. And then there are the technical challenges, like can our current computing power even keep up with how fast AI is developing?
It's a lot to think about, but it's good to see the AI community really engaging with all of this, like Notebook LM. They're actively asking for feedback from users.
That's so important. And then you've got Google pouring tons of resources into getting those NVIDIA Blackwell chips and changes in leadership at Gemini. It's clear that the big players are taking this seriously.
But then there are things like those complaints about Hugging Face and billing transparency, which shows that even in this exciting new world, we still need to hold everyone accountable.
Absolutely. Transparency and responsible development are crucial if we want to build an AI ecosystem that benefits everyone.
So, to wrap it all up, it's clear that AI is evolving at an incredible pace. New models, innovative tools, and a ripple effect that's touching everything from education to the global economy.
And it's not just the individual advancements, it's how they all connect and influence each other.
Exactly. So, for you listening out there, what part of all this do you find most interesting? What's got you thinking? Because there's a lot to unpack here, and it's only going to get more complex and more exciting as we move forward.
For sure. This is just the beginning.
Thanks for tuning in. You bet.